So we'll be heading into the ultimate battle this time, and it's going to be, once again, BIGETRON by Vitality going up against Boom Esports. The picks will be revealed one by one, lane by lane.
So much is at stake here. I mean, the loser of this game goes home, right? You win, you're in the top 4 of the KIS 4. I mean, we're going to see how this one plans out, but my gosh, I'm super excited because, again, this is the first Ultimate Battle of 2026. Has the meta shifted?
Okay, look, there are people who are commenting. They want the Zhuang's jungle, but it's not going to happen. Miki against Ball. Miki's going to go up with the Dharma, Martial, Monk. And BIGETRON by Vitality. Bao wants to get the Spark Mace, the Byron in play.
Actually, I think that, you know, this is more of like a comfort thing. I think that it's a bit of a wash in that sense, but they're going to go fast. We talked about this one. Both of the junglers, Carl and Zancu, both going the Tigers for the pay here.
Okay. Only one beast survives in this one, and we'll see who is the better Tigers at this point. Super curious because this is an honest matchup here. But in the mid lane, completely different. Tatsui picking up the higher with the Evernight Aspirations. Genmith going for the Fire Ninja, the Mai Shiranui.
Yeah, the Mai Shiranui is going to be the type where I think that was the answer in 2025. We saw a lot of that in the Ultimate Battles, but this is an interesting one. The Aaron, the Laurel Princess being picked up by Lan Feng, and the Loon for Danny. These are, I mean, the Loon is definitely conventional. The Laurel Princess, definitely not.
I think they're trying to force out the Infinite Vastness with like the knockups coming in from the side of BIGETRON by Vitality. And now a difference. Utility versus tank. Draw going for the C-Singer Dolia. And F1 going for Reefheart Datu, the Lapu Lapu pick.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. You know, we previously saw most of the Ultimate Battles kind of go with a very similar one. I mean, maybe one pick or two is a little bit different, but this is actually quite diverse. I mean, we're seeing 9 heroes, unique ones, as the pay is the only mirrored one here. But this is an interesting one in the sense of like, both of these lineups are strong for both of these squads.
Yes, and the value of their early game comes in different forms, right? For Tatsuri, it's about the super early wave clear. They get to rotate much faster. For Genmith, it's this early damage output that's available for the side of the mid lane for BIGETRON by Vitality. And I'm so curious, this roam differential, a utility build with the heals for the Dolia versus a tanky setup for the side of the Reefheart Datu. F1, I'm curious how this works out.
Yeah, definitely will be interesting to see. I mean, Tatsuri, it's like the Moonscape Mirage when it happens, and they happen to survive, and they come out of that. BIGETRON are going to be loaded for bear in terms of those stuns. They have the Storm Strike from Ball on that Byron, the Lapu Lapu, the Raging Sea. You have a lot of control, so if anything, they want to send them to the Mirage. They need to ensure that they kill them, if anything.
Yep, and looks like patience will be key here, but a little bit of a better start for the side of Carl. He's going to have his task force. Here we go, Bao in the middle of 3.
Yeah, in the middle of 3 here. He actually is going to flash. Genmith is there as well, taking a decent amount. Zancu looking to show up, and I think that should spell the end of at least the assault. And Draw is on the run, but Ball is getting a little bit low. Miggy wants to go. Nice little formlessness, and he's going to get first blood. And Genmith is just walking away, trying to stay alive. Tatsuri is showing up as well. And boom, through that all, they're looking to take away the Azure Golem.
Yeah, and it will be successful as well. Carl's gonna hit 4 first, and this means he gets to be a lot more mobile, a lot more burst damage available.
Yeah, and taking that away from Zancu, he got caught out, right? The fight was happening in the top side. Zancu had to respond. He was there as a good teammate should be. But Carl, I mean, not to say that he's not a good teammate, but he was there just to steal what Zancu was not taking and not farming.
Yeah, this one is definitely a big Miggy win. He is level 4 now. Bao can't really take this 1v1 anymore. Not sure why Bao went in. After the flash, he still came back for more.
Yeah, it seemed like they wanted to continue on fighting. That was a little bit of a misplay. Obviously, he gave up first blood, and he just thought he was in a position of power. He wasn't level 4, so he didn't really have that force field suppression at that time. So it was very ambitious, if anything.
Yeah, and you can start to see the value of Draw's pick here, right? He's going to be playing in the water, and right now he is going to be able to out-sustain F1, who doesn't have the same kind of healing factor. Lanfeng
Oh, does a decent amount of damage, but he's going to get under the tower. ZonQ has shown up with that teleport. So if anything, they've kind of scared them away. But, you know, draw, yes, you have the Dola, you have a lot of that, you know, sustain. It helps definitely in the laning phase, but you also have a number of heroes that have the perfect ult that wants that Celestial Melody. This is very hungry in that regard, a well-synergized draft, if you will.
Yes, I like it a lot, right? Imagine a double Moonscape Mirage patch. That's going to buy a lot of time, right? Not only does that safely secure potentially a Smite battle for the side of Boom Carl, but it also could potentially take out a lot of damage available for the side of BTR.
Yeah, and I mean, once Tatsuri gets going and has that a decent amount, he's going to be able to isolate Genmith, who might be up front, especially with that positioning, because you know she's going to rely on those dashes to get on out, so she could be a prime target. Then you could maybe go for, you know, maybe a Lan Feng just for the isolation, if anything else.
I'm so curious about the way that they're itemizing. Tatsuri is actually going for the Mask of Agony first. I think that's a great first item. Meanwhile, for the side of Genmith in the mid lane for this Mai, he's actually going for the Insatiable Tome from what I believe.
Yeah, it's also a good idea. It's all about that damage right now, ensuring that they kind of make that impact known. These mids are going to have to just do as much as possible in terms of getting those out, like the wave clear and turning it into outside lane pushes as well.
Okay, but the difference in the Clash lane here, we're looking at Bao probably going for, I don't know, Frostguard Embrace, or maybe the Curaçao Savagery. Quite different. Maybe he's looking for a completely different. He wants to go Pure Sky first.
Yeah, Tyrant going to be taken by Boom Esports as they're quick to be there. ZonQ was not in position, still on the top side as well, but the Overlord potential target for them. But look at how Boom, they take the Tyrant, instantly move to the Overlord, assuming that ZonQ was already there.
I like the thought process, right? Boom Esports showing you that they understand their opponents. And Genmith didn't go for Insatiable Tome. He went for the Splendor first. This is going to help him.
Oh, Danny is going to get focused here. F1, oh, almost gets it, and he gets on his dragon. Danny will survive, but this is space created for BIGETRON now to put pressure on this bottom T1. Carl is there, but look at how much damage that they were doing. ZonQ sees this, plants the flag, bounces away.
They know about the win objective of this game, right? It's not about the kills. You want to get the turrets down. T1 is very vital, especially with a huge burst lineup at this point. The wave clear potential on both sides gonna be quite different here, and I feel like it's favoring the side of Boom.
Yeah, actually both sides have a decent amount of wave clear though. And I think, you know, we haven't seen too much of, you know, Tatsuri going for that Moonscape Mirage as of yet. Genmith hasn't really been making too much of an impact as well. But they want to solve that. You know, they need to get some sort of kills because that's the true value of having a Mai on your squad.
Yeah, you need to have a goal advantage, right? You need to be a presence that they fear. And for now, the poke damage isn't too crazy, but they do get some access into a potential T1. Did he use out? He did.
They're looking to go for this one, and Tatsuri hasn't actually looked to go. He threw some back. Miggy, that is. He will stay alive, but with 5 members of BIGETRON, this is a pretty big commitment in the bottom lane, but Danny using that space, taking the top T1 for free.
Yeah, Boom is outplaying BTR in the macro game here. Danny is putting so much pressure on the T2. Someone has to respond.
Oh my gosh, Danny's so lucky. He just gets his infinite fastness just in case it's going to happen, but they find Lan Feng. They had him in the Mirage, and they have the double, the Truth on back, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. Genmith with a double dash, and the bottom T1 taken out. Boom Esports making great moves across the map and getting those 2 kills as well.
In a span of 2 minutes, they've taken 2 T1s. One at the top, one at the bottom. Bao here maybe getting caught out again.
Yeah, but Miggy, no Truth to kind of lock that one in. Ball's just a little too tanky at this stage. Space created for the top side now. ZonQ, what can he do with this, you know, open space, this wave to kind of get themselves back into this one?
Well, he definitely can't take the T1 at this point. He needs to make faster rotations. And this means Boom get the chance to save the T1 at the top. And because of the advantage in the lanes for Boom Esports, there is no T1 take available for BTR, at least not now.
Oh, Miggy, though, he's going to get going on. They have 3 members. He's going to flash. He will be fine. But BIGETRON almost had him, the Martial Monk, if you will.
I feel like Miggy has his number. Miggy has just been the better Clash laner so far in this series.
Yeah, just overall, like definitely he's had the number of Ball throughout this entire series, but Ball is now on his Byron. This is his tried and true. If he's gonna make any sort of impact, it's gonna be on this hero. This top T2 is getting gone on. Carl actually taking that one down. Boom Esports, perfect macro game, disengage without any sort of casualty.
Yep, so clean. This is exactly what we want to see out of the Boom Esports team here. PKL is doing well.
Oh, Raging Sea is going to be committed on this one. Now they're on the retreat. BIGETRON committing big ult, not getting any sort of conversions. But when you're behind, you kind of force the issue a bit, and they're kind of paying with their lives in that sense of just like, you know, attempting, but they're not actually getting anything out of these things.
No, they're not. And you can see the way that Boom Esports is trying to play this, right? It's all about buying time. Once again, Blazing Cape for the side of the Dharma on Miggy, as well as the Dragon Rage, it's all about sustenance. He just needs to stay alive so that he buys enough time for the rest of the team to get what they actually want in the team fight. The poke from Danny, poke from Carl.
Oh, nice two-man stun by F1, but it looks like the smite is going to be taken away by Carl. And now Tatsuri, though, he gets pulled around the wrong way, if you will, and Ball is going to do a little bit of work. They're going to continue on fighting. They're not afraid. The infinite fastest, he will retreat, at least disengage on this one, but they find Gen Mid. They get the pick off, and more importantly, they take the mid T1 as well. And now BIGETRON on the run. Boom Esports making the action happen as they take the bottom T2 as well.
Big wins. This is fighting through... No, macro game through fighting. Interesting style of play here, and boom, they're doing it. T3s are on the menu. They won't be able to get too much damage for now, but you can start to see, even before the 10-minute mark, things are looking very shaky for BIGETRON. They did not get taken down in the previous game for game number 6, but right now, that same medicine is being fed to them from Boom.
Everything right now. I mean, Miggy, the Raging Sea, oh, the flash away. Miggy with the fast fingers, and he just keeps everyone alive. He's that front liner. If he goes down, they might struggle on that sense, but Miggy just playing this Martial Monk to the absolute limits here, taking the mid T2, but break down this replay.
Right. It's all about this backline access, right? They actually pulled Genmith out a little bit too far, and because of that pressure being put on by the other 4 members of the side of Boom Esports, this is where the space for Carl to get the split push on the T2 at the bottom was apparent. And very clean gameplay from the side of Boom Esports. Right now, BTR is trying something different. They want to go for the split push to take away the jungle camp while the rest of BIGETRON handles the wave. Is this risk worth it? Because if Bao takes a fall here, they don't have any other tank besides F1.
Yeah, they don't, but I mean, he's taking enough to just survive. As long as he sticks around the T3, they should be fine. Plus, you have Lanfeng up there. You want to let him, you know, just solo farm, essentially. But this Tyrant now is going to be open. The Shadow Tyrant, the first of the game. This is looking to go in the way of Boom Esports as well.
Yeah, this is a completely different Boom. Or I would say a Boom that, you know, BTR has not figured out yet. They have done this in the previous games in the series, and BTR never had an answer.
Yeah, and when they have that advantage, that is when BIGETRON have really struggled. They have not been able to solve that when one of the teams are ahead. I mean, BIGETRON, when they have that advantage, they do quite well and they're able to close it out. But when they're behind, they have not been able to come back. But now Carl, he actually walks into 3. He thought he was going to be safe, and they were all looking to recall, but that was just bad luck. And now Boom Esports, they're sticking around, but they're down a member. This is not a good time to continue on fighting. Ball is looking to make the action happen. The infinite fastest will disengage. Miggy gets onto the top side as well. He will be on out. Probably not a great time to fight as Ball misses the Storm Strike here, but Miggy is now there with that enlightenment, and Ball and Miggy, both of those guys going at each other like there's a little bit of a vendetta.
They need to stop wasting time. They need to take that Shadow Overlord. They need to fix the waves here. BTR understand this finally. They start making their way towards the Overlord pit. But Miggy, he does have the Flash Ultimate. He needs to be really careful on the side of BTR.
Yeah, and look at Zancu is in the pit as well with the Overlord, who's slowly going down, but now with the Raging Sea, Danny with that Flaming Palm, who's on the outside. The Overlord had been taken while all of this was going on. They actually find Ball, they get the pick off, but more importantly, they get the Overlord. So I think BIGETRON are going to be okay with that trade.
For now. I mean, Bao is an expensive price to pay. 30 seconds without a tank is might be that weakness that Boom might find the gap to expose. But right now, they have the Vanguards flying down. BTR, they might want to summon that Shadow Overlord for the time being.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait a little bit to see exactly where the true push is going to be before they actually want to commit that. But BIGETRON, I mean, 5 more seconds, ball will be up in a hurry. Carl continuing to farm. He's gotten the better of ZonQ. I mean, this is the mirror matchup. It's a pay for pay, and he's gotten the better of ZonQ in this one.
No, it's not going to be a payday for ZonQ at this point. Oh, nice catch.
Truth. Sending him back, but now the force field suppression. They're going to continue on. ZonQ doing a little bit of work, finding Miggy. He's at half. He dashes over the wall with that flaming palm. BIGETRON disengaging. They're going to just heal back.
Right, so they actually saved the timing of the Shadow Overlord for the absolute last second here, placing pressure on the top lane. This means the BTR will try to squeeze out any aggression in the mid and the bot and hopefully get a tri-lane push.
Yeah, I mean, with that Shadow Vanguard, I mean, they take the top T1, so very smart. It's all about chipping away at things, putting the pressure and making them kind of react to you. Now, Draw in a bit of a bad spot here, but BIGETRON don't want to kind of fully commit because they know that he's just a little bit of a bait right now.
4 seconds. It's also dependent on Tatsui's ultimate, right? So far, BTR has been successful in kiting away Tatsui's ultimate. If they do get caught, like Lamfeng, one more.
Yeah, Miggy there. I mean, he's been... You want to be that frontliner, right? You want to be just like having 3 people on you because you know that generally speaking, you're going to be safe. You still have your flash as well. And it's just more of just like attracting attention so they're not farming elsewhere.
That's true. But, you know, with a 5,000 goal lead going into the hands of Boom here, I don't think they can do anything here.
Yeah, it might not be that moment, but Miggy now, he's getting gone on. He formless is back. Danny's there with that flaming palm, does a little bit of work on that F1, who largely shrugs that off. He's becoming a tanky Lapu Lapu.
Yes, and that's a good sign for IKL fans. But right now, the issue is still at hand. It's still a 5,000 goal lead. And the T3s are still getting, 3 licks in by the minions. And because they have to address this, Boom get the Shadow Tyrant for free, which means the next fight in the next 85 seconds is all primed towards Boom Esports.
Yeah, they have that buff, which is going to be key. And this is why you saw Boom Esports attract or put so much, pressure on that top lane, and then it put pressure onto the top T3. Oh, he tried to go onto F1, pushing him back, ball with that force field suppression. He's a very tanky boy, not able to be killed on this one. The bottom T3 is the target. They're trying to focus in. The Raging Sea only onto 1. They find Carl. They don't really have the follow-up. Ball is there as well. Nice 2-man knock-up. And now it looks like they're getting pushed back. Genmith has to go golden, but he gets picked up. Tatsuri finds it, and Miggy is going to be killed as well. That's the frontliner. They have a 3-man stun, but Ball is going to be killed as well. They find ZonQ. The infinite fast is on 4. Danny says, I don't care, as they're looking to end this game. This is game 7. They don't have the minion wave. Lanfeng and F1 are still alive, though.
Yep, all that tank for Miggy has finally paid his price. They do get the catch. There is no defense left.
The perfect timing to get Lanfeng, and this opens it up, and Boom Esports move on into the top 4.
This had to end in this particular fashion. It had to come down to ultimate battle, and Boom Esports PKL knock out the final IKL contender. No more BIGETRON by Vitality.
No more BIGETRON, no more IKL teams in the KIS. This is one of the craziest storylines. How could we get here when all of them looked amazing, but in 2 days, 3 teams have dropped out, and now we are into the final 4, and there's not a single IKL team.
Yeah, I mean, if this is the start of 2026 HOK, I cannot wait for the rest of the year. But we'll take things one step at a time. Once again, congratulations to the boys in red and black. It is their day. Boom Esports, your PKL representatives, will make it into the next round.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, if you wanted, cinema, this was it. I mean, you gotta know that this is incredibly heartbreaking. Props to BIGETRON for getting it to the ultimate battle here and fighting a good fight. They had a great KIS, but unfortunately they fall in the end. But it was just boom. They had their number. They were able to close it out and win the important games off of these drafts that just kind of took them over the edge.
I think this is where, truly, you want to keep the same roster together, right? From struggle to glory. They have stuck together as a team, and let's be honest, it was a very shaky group stage. And now they silence everyone, and especially their critics, by defeating BTR, who was touted as one of the strongest teams in this KIS number 4 as well. They managed to put a dent on teams like Nova. So now we get to see what is this true form of Boom, because we are not there yet.
This is like us, man. This is us as like a pairing from struggle to glory. No, not the same.
Yeah,
different, I
they
guess.
always struggle so hard.
I mean, but Boom Esports, I mean, being able to fight back in the way they did it, I mean, showed so much resolve, right? That ultimate battle, incredibly nerve-wracking. That draft, and when the game is on the line, everything is there. And just being able to out-execute BIGETRON and to do it the way they did, major props to this squad, because they are looking to just rise in 2026.
That's what makes victory and persistence even sweeter, right? Because you have to go through the difficulties, you have to make sure that you have the grit for it. And we're not joking, this journey, the HOK for us, was not easy as well. So we definitely understand how hard it is to stay as a duo, to come in, face new challenges together, face new opponents. Okay, we don't really have opponents per se to fight, but it's a challenge nonetheless, and it really is inspirational because we want to see everyone grow. From our perspective as talents, when we take a look at new teams, back then Boom was new to us, right? This 5-man roster, completely green in terms of HOK. Now, having stayed together for close to, I think at least 2 years, right? So yeah, great
it's
growth.
around there. It's quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, they've been together for quite some time, but this is a squad that's been gone through some trials and tribulations. They've had a tough journey even to get here. They stuck around at the KIC, and then now they're here as well. And this is a roster that you're starting to see some glimpses of. They're able to kind of take it, but into the locker room, of course, the waiting area of BIGETRON, a little bit of disappointment. They're going to come back even stronger as well.
I think this is an important part of any growth, right, for any team. This is where, with the results itself, many things might not go your way. It's important to then learn why you failed in the first place. And they really took this to the distance. BTR, they really clawed their way back into the series because Boom was having the lead. It was 3-2 in favor of Boom Esports. But the initial difference maker came in the form of Bao, unfortunately. Just one minor decision.
Just one minor decision, right? And I mean, they're going to look at this game and see exactly where they went wrong and how they can improve. But it just seemed to me like it was the Carl effect. I mean, he had a sizable lead over ZonQ. It seemed like Carl was like, we are not going home today. We are going to stick around. We're going to continue on in the KIS here. And it seemed like he was kind of possessed in the sense of just being able to out-farm people. And with Danny and Tatsuri doing all that damage, they really made it easy for him to kind of just knock him down.
But this is what I really like about this particular series, because it shows you the tenacity of both teams. Understanding that, hey, you know what? Year 2025 may not have been either of these teams' years, but we want to make sure that we grow, we show the growth, and we want to reach greater heights. And for now, at least at this particular juncture, for KIS 4, Boom have done it. They knocked BTR out of the competition. They will now go up against the other greats in the tournament.
Yeah, they're going to be going up against Nongshim Red Force. I don't think... I mean, if you were looking into today, people predicting incorrectly and now have to do TikTok dances, I'm not going to name any names, but those people predicted both Dominator Esports over Nongshim Red Force. They were wrong. And then in this one, BIGETRON by Vitality over Boom's Esports. And again, they were wrong. And there's a reason why they need to be dancing on TikTok.
Well, facts are facts. I have nothing to answer to that. It's rare, but absolutely. I'm speechless.
Yeah, but as we go into this, I mean, the lane matchups, you're seeing exactly just the edge that Boom Esports had. They won things out throughout. I mean, Ball had a great game, tried to keep them in it, but the rest of the team weren't really there to follow up. Plus, they were behind in terms of net worth, so where they weren't able to kind of be tanky enough and to do enough damage. But to me, this was the biggest surprise here. Carl versus ZonQ. I thought that ZonQ would really have gotten the better of Carl, but in the end, Carl was just too strong.
Yep, it's really just the invasion rate, right? Close to 5 times the invasion rate. Carl really made full use of that attention for the first 3-member push in the jungle side of BIGETRON. And you know, once you get the snowball on pay, there's very little space left for the opponent jungles to come back.
Yeah, no real chance. But I also want to kind of highlight Tatsuri, right? That last second play where he's able to mirage the guy, and you're like, oh, Lanfeng is all by himself then. It was the perfect play because that opened it up for just to bash on the crystal, the mirage. That's another way to kind of utilize that spell to the max.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a leaf in your hands, right? And you just crush it so easy because no F1, no tank, there is no tree to protect its leaves.
No, nothing at all. I mean, F1 was like, oh, what's going on? No, I need to stay alive. I need to keep, Lanfeng alive and get those stuns going. And it would have been a decent hold if they were able to kind of keep those two up. But with that Mirage and sending them away, but it looks like, oh, here comes the MVP calling it out. And it's going to be well-deserved, of course, and it will be Tatsuri on that high out with those plays. Plus, he was 3-0-6. His impact was definitely felt in this key game here.
Boy, oh boy. Tatsuri with the Fury. 306 just cutting down all the lifelines on the side of BIGETRON by Vitality. Whether you liked it or not, you had no choice.
Definitely did not have a choice whatsoever. And again, we'll see the highlights here, but this was a game that was completely dominated. This was the questionable play where Ball going back in, even though he was low, I felt like that was a huge issue. And this is also that moment where Lanfeng got caught out by Tatsuri. He did a great job with these Moonscape, the Mirages, and just really set up nice team fights for the rest of the squad.
Yeah, it was always an unfair numbers advantage, right? At the same time, because they're already behind the farm, and bear in mind, this is a 4K advantage at this point. So they had to defend, they had to finish the fight, but on the other hand, Carl really had the space to do whatever he wanted.
He definitely had a lot of space. I mean, he was just farming. He was very mobile. He was very active throughout. I mean, he was just farming efficiency, and then when he was able to turn this, like, this is a very messy fight, but they were able to do just enough. Like, Miggy sacrifices his life, but they get the pickup on a Gen mid, and then Ball goes down, and then they completely turn this. Even the aggressive infinite fastest by Danny, you don't see that often, but he was in the perfect spot to get those snipes in as well. And, this is how you want to be playing, and just kind of being aggressive and in their face.
I was so concerned, okay, is the heals really worth it for the side of Boom Esports, right? You get the redemption, you get the heals, but then you're facing up against a tank like F1 on the Lapu Lapu Rifat Datu, who is known to be super tanky as well. But, of course, you need money to get equipment, you need to have items to